everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. So there's this new study or review of studies out there that is essentially saying that all these bad things they've been saying about red meat are completely incorrect. That essentially red meat isn't bad for you. Red meat will not kill you. Red meat does not increase your risk factors for heart disease, for clogged arteries, and all that good stuff. And basically cutting meat out of your diet is not going to help you at all, pretty much. So now, for the record, I was pescatarian, which means I was essentially a vegetarian who ate fish and eggs and whey. So I basically cut out meat, like meat, like animal meat. Like I still ate eggs and like stuff that came from animals, like milk and stuff, but I didn't actually eat the flesh, except for fish. I did that for health reasons, mainly. And honestly, after a year and a half, I felt pretty good. But I will say when I added red meat back in, I felt even better. Now, I don't want to offend anybody, but I just want to give my perspective and point of view. Because my thing is, I really don't like when people mislead others using fake science about one thing, so they do another thing for different reasons. And let me explain. I wholeheartedly think that this entire red meat is bad for you thing is partly drummed up due to special interests from groups that process grains. I'm going to state that for the record. I think it is partially due to the climate change. I think people are making up health issues because they're so passionate about the climate change issue and trying to reduce emissions and all that good stuff, which is a noble cause, I might say. But let's not lie about it. Let's just be real. Look, beef is fine for you, but you're going to end up killing the earth. Let's talk about that. I also think that we've just been led, basically fed a bunch of garbage to promote an agenda that has nothing to do with health, that has nothing to do with making you better, that has nothing to do with cutting down your diseases, that actually will hurt you more than help you. Look, I've said this in many videos. I just did a video about can you be healthy as a vegan? The answer is absolutely. Can you be optimal as a vegan? Absolutely not. I don't think you can. You're lacking the higher quality protein from animal products. You're lacking things like B12. You're lacking things like omega-3 fatty acids, which is one reason I went pescatarian and not full vegan or vegetarian, because of the omega-3 fatty acids. Yeah, you have alpha-linoleic acid from plants like flax oil, this and that, but its conversion rate to EPA and DHA, which is the two you really want, is pretty shitty. So one way I know that we've been lied to all this time is how feverishly Harvard and other places that have been propagating this bullshit came out. Harvard, new recommendation on red meat consumption contradicts the large body of evidence associating higher consumption of red meat, especially processed, high risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, certain types of cancer, and premature death. Realize a lot of these studies weren't done on a nice grass-fed flank steak from your local farm, or even a nice cut of red meat from Costco. It was done on the standard American diet. On the standard American diet, they're not eating whole foods, they're not eating grains, they're eating Pop-Tarts, they're eating Twinkies, and they're eating sausages. I would hardly consider that a whole food-based carnivorous or omnivorous diet. Basically, they're taking a healthy whole food vegan diet, all right, and they're comparing it to the standard American diet. Essentially the shittiest of shit you can ever shit show. But I digress. Every mainstream media publication, I just see one come up on Twitter from PETA. I see the New York Times. I see all this stuff. Mother Jones Food, Sure Health Canada, Ottawa Citizen. I see all these mouthpieces for climate change and basically causes that are more near and dear to the left coming out against this. However, the science community, the community like the International Society of Sport Nutrition, like all these different sports trainers, all these different people who actually care about science and are into the special interest, who aren't just simply authors for the New York Times, They're saying this is awesome. In fact, we've even seen articles this week on, I don't know, the Panthers quarterback, Cam Newton, and all these other athletes going vegan. They keep getting injured. I'm a science guy. I'm also a numbers guy. If you have like 3 guys go vegan and like 2 of them get injured, that's 67% of the people getting in. That's not good, right? When we're pointing to some elite vegans that are doing awesome, elite, but we're forgetting that 99.999% of other elite athletes were not vegan. They were omnivores. You tell me they would have done better or even as good as vegans? We don't know. We have no control group. Here's the deal, guys. I said this in a video. I got a lot of hatred on it, right? Got a lot of hatred on it. Veganism is fine. Veganism, one can argue, and I don't know enough about it to make this argument, is better for the environment. I've seen Dr. Sean Baker and other environmentalists make the counter argument that you basically kill more small animals farming, but then the counter argument to that is, you know, animals have to eat plants and then you eat the animals, so you have double the, look, bottom line is, I don't care. It's beyond my scope. I'm gonna play Mr. Meathead right now. Okay, I'm gonna be Mr. Meathead. I'm gonna take away the guy you see on Twitter, the guy who gets a little bit political. He's gone, he's dead. He was killed by the white supremacists in MAGA hats. Bottom line is, meat is fine. Red meat, in my opinion, is the most nutritious and healthiest form of widely available food we have. It has your omega-3s, especially for the grass-fed variety. It even has CLA in it. Has all your essential amino acids, including the one that are lacking in vegan diets. And, well, it has all your vitamins, it has all the nutrients you need to survive. Plants don't have that. That's why you need to supplement with B12. That's why you should supplement with some form of DHA, EPA, or else you're gonna get dementia and go crazy and shit, right? I like veganism. Look, here's the deal, man. It's not my job as a, well, Marc, you make vegan, yeah, it's not my job to dictate how people live their lives. My job is to make supplements, to supplement everybody's diet. If you're a carnivore, if you're someone who doesn't eat carbs or ketogenic, I'm gonna give you an electrolyte supplement. Because when you lack carbohydrates, you definitely should supplement with electrolytes or at least put extra salt on your food. I'm gonna make Naturalite. I'm gonna fill that need. That's what a supplement does. It supplements, it doesn't substitute. It supplements your diet. For vegans, you guys need healthy snacks. You guys need more protein. So for our Ambrosia line, we're gonna offer Planta. For our outright bar that's vegan, we're gonna take honey out of the equation because vegans don't eat honey. And we're gonna give you 17 grams of super high quality vegan protein. Is it as good as animal protein? I can't say it is. It's the same amount, but the biological value is gonna be about half. You're looking at a 50 biological value versus up to 150 biological value. Biological value, how do you go 150? Well, it's based upon the egg. The egg is 100, so let's go there. Which is not vegan, by the way. So as a supplement manufacturer, it's my job is beyond the scope of what I do personally. If I made supplements that only I used, I'd have like 10 supplements. I have over 200 SKUs across all my brands. It's my job to make the best formula for that given person. And I'll tell you what, I've done more for vegans' taste buds than anyone in this world. Trust me, when the outright bar vegan comes out, even you meat eaters will be like, this plant-based shit is delicious. That's what I do. I make delicious functional foods, delicious consumer packaged goods, CPG category. That's what I do. However, back to what we're talking about here. Let's surmise this, man. We're about 10 minutes in. It's time to get a little funky with it, right? I believe we were lied to. And I believe that the science community, especially when it comes to Harvard and other journals, were pushing faulty and fake science in order to help another issue unrelated to your health and unrelated to the science at hand. The question shouldn't be, how do we push this narrative and convince people not to eat meat by any means possible by lying on science? Look, there's only one absolute in this world, and that's math. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. Unfortunately, with science, there's a reason why we keep doing studies on the same shit. Because all studies do are they indicate, okay, or they suggest. Studies don't prove. And that's why these guys can get by with this shit science. Anybody saying that this is shit science, this study that was just released, that by the way, the carnivore and keto community are doing fucking backflips over like they just won the goddamn World Series. You guys should never cite the China study. The China study is the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen in my life. And look, here's the deal. I tried veganism for, I believe, 4 weeks. I felt pretty good as a pescatarian. I felt great, but I felt better when I added meat back in. Man, I was bloated. I felt like shit. I did it wrong, though. I ate a lot of the processed shit like boca prasad. My vegan experience, I did wrong. I fucked it up. I ate all the Beyond Meat shit. I didn't do it right. I should have just had the protein I make, Planta. I didn't have the outright bar at the time. And I should have done all my protein from that and just ate fruits, veggies, and some whole healthy grains. Instead, I ate Boca burgers and Beyond Burgers and fucking Beyond Meat. And I was bloated and I had no performance in the gym. My poop looked funny. Everything was weird. I felt weird. My stomach was off. Everything was off. But that's just my personal experience. I go with data. Like, I'm one guy, one weird guy, a guy way outside the control, man. I'm fucking 5'8" on a good day. One can argue 5'7", but let's do me a favor. Could we be 5'8" today? 220 pounds at 6% body fat. I take hormone replacement therapy. I'm on steroids. I'm not a good fucking subject. The scientists should be having better groups. They're paying for them. And you got to look to where the money comes from, where these studies funded. And you look at, well, Arnold's gone vegan. Well, Arnold's invested in a pea protein company. Shut the fuck up. Follow the money. When I did my study on BCAA, all right, I didn't see shit. In fact, I did it with a competitor now, and he'll even vouch for it. Dr. Jim Stepani was involved in conducting the study. He's a competitor of mine now, alongside the College of Charleston. It was a dual-run study. I didn't know anything going on until the study was over. The inventory was pulled from the wall of our warehouses. The last 36 units left. We had 3 groups of 12. Spent thousands of dollars on it. When I got the results, I was as shocked as anybody else, right? You had sick results, like intra-workout BCAA. We had one group, the BCAA group gained 9 pounds of lean mass, lost 4.5 pounds of fat, and lost 4.5 pounds of fat. The whey protein group, which by the way, we used our own whey protein, so it wasn't shit whey protein. This was back when I owned Cybation, gained 4 pounds of lean mass, lost 2.5 pounds of fat. And the control group, which drank Gatorade, these are all equal in calories, just equalized, 14 grams. The equivalent of 14 gram BCA. They lost 0 fat, and they gained 1 pound of lean mass on a controlled diet training. I was excited. I launched it. First thing people said, fuck you, man. You funded the study. I'm like, well, who else is going to fund the fucking study, asshole? Now, like, there's not many people, like altruistic people, like, you know what I need to figure out? Forget about this AIDS and cancer shit. I really want to know if BCAA attenuates lean mass growth in healthy young males. That's what the world needs to fucking, nobody cares. So you have to fund it yourself. So obviously it's going to be funded by some people with interest in it. But Arnold's gone off the deep end. He's just trying to sell some fucking pea protein, man. Good for him. Capitalism. Capitalism for the win. All right. I was in California. I voted for him. When I lived there. Man, in the recall, what is it, Gray Davis? He won over? But anyway, enough about that. Look, here's the deal, man. You guys got fucking bamboozled. Look, here, let me give you a synopsis, man. Veganism's great. I fucking love y'all. I love you vegans. I love you so much. I work tirelessly to come out with products to supplement your diet. All right? I love the climate. I like clean air. I like the earth. Am I a big climate change guy? I don't know enough about it, but I know sometimes when people go over the top with shit, there's a hidden agenda. Like when you hide in the new Green Deal a bunch of shit on socialism, like just has nothing to do with the fucking environment, that's when I start to think that there's some fucking shit at play. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I'm a conspiracy theorist. So look, I'm saying we want clean earth. We want to, everybody here can agree we want a clean earth. No one here just wants to have this like San Francisco, California, where people are shitting in the street, right? Good. We want clean air, okay? And we basically all want to be healthy, okay? And we agree that vegans, as long as you do your own vegan thing, like, hey, that's awesome. You're not killing animals. Good. However, let's not lie about science. Like, all the studies I've seen that back getting rid of red meat are pretty much bullshit. I know people are going to post like, what about this study? What about this study? Look, I'm saying as a whole. Sure, there's some good ones out there, but there's probably great ones contradicting it. And there are. And Dr. Sean Baker and his carnivore crazies, they post that shit all the time. You know, at the end of the day, here's the problem. You guys choose fucking teams. All right, you got Republican, Democrat, carnivore, vegan. It usually falls, you know, I've seen a lot of real fucking MAGA carnivores, a lot of real lefty vegans. It is what it is. All right, so then you get, it becomes more than about health, nutrition, and food. It becomes about idealism. It becomes about, partisanship, right? I don't give a fuck about any of that, man. I just want to help people reach their goals, help people live long, healthy lives. And honestly, I want to live a long, healthy life myself. This is what I got for you. Study that just came out. I agree with it. Bottom line is, all this vegan bullshit, I believe, is put through the vegan studies, the stuff, oh, stop eating red meat. I think it is to push another agenda, which is a great agenda, but I don't think we should use this agenda to lie about it, the agenda about climate change. And of course, that's all I got to say about that. And I think the big grain industry, just like the sugar industry, fudged all the data. They gave us the food pyramid that fucking killed how many people from fucking diabetes? Yeah, they're talking about red meat raising diabetes. I just saw fucking Harvard talk about that. What about your fucking food pyramid, assholes? Fuck you, Harvard. Yale for life. That's not a game.